Ladies and gentlemen, these scientists are claiming that oral and genital herpes are having sex and creating new viruses. Now, I'm not saying it can't happen, but I can't dismiss the fact that many of these diseases and viruses that are out here were all created in a lab. And I really don't think this is an exception at all. But that's my 2 cents in the whole thing, and I'm sticking with it. So let's get into this story. This came out in the New York Post, May 3rd, 2019. Oral and genital herpes are having sex with scary results study. Herpes simplex viruses 1 and 2 are teaming up to ruin your next date. Scientists at the University of Washington School of Medicine have discovered that HSV 1 and 2, better known as oral and genital herpes, respectively, are swapping a lot more DNA than they originally thought. Herpes viruses are still having sex. Study co author and UW professor Dr. Alex Greninger tells Live Science. So I guess these viruses are very active if they're having sex, right? The researchers who published their findings in the Journal of Infectious Diseases found that there is considerably more recombination than had previously been appreciated. The herpes viruses began as one, but split about 6 million years ago, with HSV 1 infecting humans and HSV 2 spreading through primates. Then, about 4.4 million years later, HSV 2 adapted to the human lineage, says Greninger. So wouldn't these diseases predate Greninger if that's the case? But let me go on. To this day, the robust HSV 2 virus continues to benefit from borrowing genetic material from HSV 1, and experts are concerned this might help the virus become more resistant to treatment and make it even harder for scientists to develop a vaccine. The new study sequences genomes of more than 250 herpes viruses collected from patient samples in the Seattle area between 1994 and 2016, along with 230 more data samples recently made publicly available for study. The research team found many instances of HSV 2 taking parcels of DNA from HSV 1 that are 10 times larger than had been seen before. And this mating ritual doesn't take long. In one case study, they found both strains presented with the HSV 2 containing DNA from HSV 1 inside the patient, suggesting that the genetic commingling likely occurred in the patient and continues to occur today, researchers say. They believe co-infection, such as this facilitating the process. Greninger says this is particularly worrisome for researchers hoping to find a cure for HSV 2, which could simply swap out some of its vulnerable genes for new ones and render a vaccine too weak. Vaccines using a weakened strain of HSV 2 could reboot to become a full-fledged illness when met with HSV 1 in the body. Researchers are calling for a wider study across the country to understand the extent of the Viruses Association. So, in other words, it'll be something they can't control. It will ultimately kill you, and they will not have any antibiotics or vaccines strong enough to stop it. You know, the super bugs, they seem to be winning these days. But, ladies and gentlemen, nonetheless, I still believe many of these things are lab created and they bring it out to the public. Vaccines have been a real good way for them to spread something in the public. Look, you got vaccines given to women in Africa. And I remember watching Dr. Mumby, and she was talking about all of the sterile African women now after being, given vaccines. See, vaccines, in my opinion, are their secret weapon in, doing things, all kinds of things to the public. You got to understand these people are butt sore. They can't have babies, so they're going to try to ruin it for everybody at this point. But please tell me what you think. I really think this is something that came out of a lab. You may feel differently, but please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.